Chapter 49 Concerns. What does the riddle say? Dr. Morcassius asked. The fifth riddle says, add up all the sides of the crucifixes on the wall in your grandfather's house and divide it by the number of sides of one crucifix in your grandpa's house to get your answer. I said, so now we know the return has been here too, because the return knows our grandparents are devout Catholics who have crucifixes in every room. Shit, said Sam. Now we know why. Now we know that it is Grandpa or Grandma and not Mom's estranged mother, said Dr. Morcassius. Is it time for us to blow our cover? I asked. No, we're going to act natural because we still don't know if we are up against a bad guy, said Dr. Morcassius. Or duo, said Sam. You think it could be more than one people? Dr. Morcassius asked. I don't know, answered Sam. Let's solve the riddles, said Dr. Morcassius. No, I will, I said. I then walked out of the guest bedroom and began looking for crucifixes my grandpa put on his wall. Can I help you find something? Grandpa asked. Oh, I was just wondering how many crucifixes you have in this house, I said. 5. They're all the same. Okay, thanks. Are you thinking of becoming Catholic? No, I was just wondering. Grandpa wandered on. Pretend. I just need to find one and count the sides on one of them and multiply it by 5 and then divide it by the number of sides, I said. I thought. I found the crucifix a few minutes later. It had 12 sides, 8 from the center and 4 of the edges. After that, I re-entered our guest bedroom. What did you find? Dr. Morcassius. One has 12 edges, and he says there were 5 of them, I answered. 5 times 12 is 60, and 60 divided by 12 is 5, which means 5 is our answer, said Dr. Morcassius. Great, I said. Now, do we need to make any further moves? Sam asked. We'll see, said Dr. Morcassius. Just then, Grandma entered the room. Pot pies for dinner in 1 hour, said Grandma. Great! I haven't had a pot pie in forever, said Sam. Any ingredients you absolutely don't want? Said Grandma asked. Spinach, said Dr. Morcassius. Mushrooms, said Sam. Cucumbers, I said. Okay, said Grandma. Grandma then left the room. Okay, here was the plan. We're going to keep an eye on them tonight. If they act suspicious, we will attack, said Dr. Morcassius. I then raised my hand. George, what have I discussed with you about raising your hand? Dr. Morcassius asked. Oh, yeah, you have said that I can just ask, and that it is unnecessary, I said. Correct, but go on, said Dr. Morcassius. Is what you said about keeping an eye on them tonight going to roll over into tomorrow? I said. Oh, yes. When I used the word tonight, I meant until further notice, said Dr. Morcassius. Okay, now I know your language, I said. Okay, said Dr. Morcassius. Dr. Morcassius then plopped on his bed. I think I'm just going to lay here on this bed for now. Sitting for as long of a time as I have been sitting these past several days is really bad for my back, said Dr. Morcassius. It was another hour and then it was dinner time. I want to apologize if you felt I was being too rude earlier, said Grandpa. Thank you, I said in a tone where my brothers and Mommy and Daddy knew I was speaking for all of us. I want to propose a toast, said Grandpa. For what reason, Dad? Daddy asked. To my wonderful grandson, Marcus Philip Robbins, for approaching the end of high school, getting a girlfriend that I hope he has for many years with, and have you been accepted yet to Loyola? said my grandfather, interrupting his toast. Yes, I have, answered Dr. Morcassius. For being accepted to Loyola, we thank Mary for this meal and for her providing a toast to you, said Grandpa. A look of disgust then came across my parents' faces. We are not Mary worshippers, said my dad at the top of his lungs. Ivan began crying, because Dad's scream scared me, so I went to the guest bedroom. I was calming down for about 3 minutes, and then Dr. Marcassius entered. This is my fault, and I'm going to tell you why, said Dr. Marcassius as he was entering the room. Why? I asked. You cannot tell Mommy and Daddy I'm telling you this, understood? Yes. You know I'm going to be an adult in a few days? Yes. They don't like I'm about to be an adult, and not like them, and I am not like them religiously. How do you know this? I asked. Because Mommy and Daddy had a private conversation about this with me before we left, and I swore not to tell you, but I felt like after Daddy scaring you by accident, I felt like I should tell you, said Dr. Marcassius. Is Daddy sorry? He is probably in his room right now with Mom right now crying about this harder than you are. Why harder than I? Because you are his son. He totally lost control, and he would never mean to scare you on purpose. You mean the world to him, because you are his son, and nothing brings more joy to him and Mommy than us three. Where is Sam? He wants to talk to them more about other things, so he is just hanging out there. You can do that if you want. No, I can't. Why? I asked. Because ever since you got hurt at recess, I feel like I need to be a better brother to you and part of the that is protecting you from Sam, said Dr. Marcassius. What does Sam have to do with this? I think he is being calmer right now. Well, Sam is the one with behavioral issues. It is probably best that I keep you away from him. He may be acting nice right now, but he also may not, so I want to protect you from him, because he is technically an arsonist. What's an arsonist? Someone who starts fires. He did it by accident. But he didn't attack Mommy and Daddy with the lamp by accident, which is why I feel like it is my duty as your brother to protect you from him. I see. There was a pause as I was just laying on my bed, taking deep breaths as I was looking up at the ceiling. I am sorry. I'm sorry that this is how your first night is going after you spent 3 days driving us down here. You have nothing to be sorry about. It is not your fault your grandfather can't acknowledge our religious views, said Dr. Marcassius. I wish he did. He and Grandma are very devout Catholics, just like we are Warists. I am sure it would be just as difficult, if not more difficult, if one of the members of our family decided to leave Awarism, because Mommy and Daddy made it super clear that if one of us leaves, they will be done with us. I know. Remember, if I marry Hannah, she must convert, or Mommy and Daddy are done with me. I know. Sam then came marching into the room. What were you talking about with him? Dr. Marcassius asked. Nothing of interest to me, answered Sam. Catholic stuff? Dr. Marcassius asked. No, just stuff I should know about regarding middle school. Answered Sam. I see, said Dr. Marcassius. I left because I felt insulted by him. And also, they felt that thanks to global warming, that it was too cold outside despite it being Florida, so they turned on the fireplace in the lobby. They were also rude to me when I said it was global warming because they don't believe in climate change. So I left, said Sam. Then let's all get some sleep. Hopefully we can put this shit behind us in the morning, said Dr. Marcassius. Good point, I said. We then all fell asleep.